He's known as one of the most virtuosic rhyme spitters in the game, and it's not just conjecture.
3, 2, 1.
It's the 10 Dream Commandments.
Right now, I'm going to kick it off with none other than Kendrick Lamar, a.k.a. K-Dot, a.k.a. Kung Fu Kenny. The man's won over 12 Grammys. He's got, we don't even know what album sells and streams anymore. He's just dumb. The numbers is dumb. My favorite is number 3, which is Passion. We'll get into that. But I'm going to start you off with number 1, and that is Desire to be the best.
People, the respect is there. Can you find a distinction point between those two personas, or are they different?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a big difference. Saying what Kobe just said, K-Dot, this is me prepping myself as far as the lyrical ability and being able to go in the studio and say, you know what, I want to be the best wordsmith. Anybody that gets on this track, I have to just, annihilate, however that is, whether it's through rhyme schemes, whether it's through metaphors, whether it's just punchlines, whether it's just wordplay. And I didn't have the actual technique of songwriting then. And this where, this is the transition where Kendrick Lamar, Kung Fu Kenny. I look at Kung Fu Kenny as a master of the craft now. Now you have the ability to make songs and still have the wordsmith technique and intertwine it and have a composed mentality on how to approach music. Now you're just not connecting with people in the studio, your homies. You're connecting with people around the world universally.
2, never be content.
But how is it now? Has there been a difference, a change from the last 5 years to today? Not just record success, but just life and everything.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Me being able to support my family.
Mm-hmm. Can you support mine, too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Come on.
Yeah, at least just one. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah,
Right.
That's got to be great.
That's great. Inspire, my little brothers and sisters. Inspire my little cousins, my city. It also make me more hungry, though.
Really, though?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because it's a need to never be content or to be comfortable. You always want to continue to grow. So whatever that challenge is, I'm always looking for it.
Do you feel like you wrote your best verse yet?
My best verse yet? Nope.
Damn.
Nope.
Do you ever?
I'm always searching for that.
Really though? When you write, Kendrick, do you write, or are you in the head, or are you on a device?
All 3.
Damn.
However I can get to it. Might just jump on the mic. Might just have a pen. Might be that little tablet right there.
Can you please take that tablet,
but
turn it back into us? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Let us keep it.
Like, good Lord, yeah. He wrote me a little note. I took the note. He don't even know. I'm about to sell that in Japan.
3, Passion.
There's a thing that we have to talk about on this record, man.
Yeah.
You know it's coming, which is that you say several times and you make this statement, and you made it in Hard Part 4 when you put that out, and we all knew that wasn't going to make it on the record because you've got to clear the palate.
Right.
But there's always a throne. There's always a crown in rap. That's how it started.
Yeah.
My DJ's better than your DJ. I'm a better rapper than you. What is the greatest rapper alive? What are you referring to? You are the greatest rapper alive.
I got to. I didn't, come on. I'm so passionate about hip hop, man. Like, I don't know what era everybody else come from, but when I listened, man, like, we played house parties, bro, every night. Like, I love it to a point I can't even describe it, And when I heard these artists say they're the best coming up, I said, I'm not doing it to have a good song or one good rap or a good hook or a good bridge. I want to keep doing it every time, period. And to do it every time, you have to challenge yourself and you have to confirm to yourself, not anybody else, confirm to yourself that you're the best, period. No one can take that away from me, period. And that's my drive and that's my hunger I will always have. And at this point right now, I've the years and the time and the effort and the knowledge and the history, I've done on the culture and the game I've gotten from, those before me and the respect I have for them. I want to hold myself high on that same pedestal 10, 15 years from now.
And that's where you were going when you were so blunt on control. You were like, I need to say this. This is what I mean.
Yeah, what we doing it for?
Right.
This is culture. This is not something you just play with, you know, get some few dollars and get out. You know, people live their lives to this music, period. You know, it's my partners in the hood right now that they listen to rap every day because it's the only thing that can relate to their stories and their tribulations. They live and breathe it. You can't play with this, and you have to take in consideration what you write down on that paper. And if you're not doing it to say the most impactful or doing it to be the best you can be for the listener to live their daily lives, then what are we doing here?
He said, I love it so much, I can't even describe it. There's a difference between purpose and passion, right? And I'm not saying that whatever your passion is has to be all about money. It's not about money. It's really not, because there's tons of people with lots of money, dumb money, and they miserable. There's people that's broke and super miserable too. So don't get it twisted. Money helps certain situations, but it's also very, very important for you to have a good quality of life. And the best way to do that is to do what you love. And when he says that he loves it so much that he can't even describe it, that means that whatever hardship this man's going through to get better at his craft, he was willing to go through it only because he loved it that much. Now you got to think about things that you love beyond description. It may be your kids, it may be your parents, it may be your significant other. When you can compare something to things that you know for sure that you don't want to live without, that's what your passion should be equivalent to. It should be like, damn, bro, like I can't even imagine my life without this. And that's what he's trying to convey. And I'm telling you, this is the type of shit that's gonna get you over the hump, especially when you're having your hard days and you're like, man, I don't even want to go to the gym and shoot no more hoops. I'm good. Kobe didn't give a shit. Oh man, I'm good with Shorty. I don't hit it a couple times cause I don't even want to smash no more. You wasn't passionate about her ass. So easy as, you know, first sign of trouble is like deuces. You know what I'm saying? You okay with bouncing off shit that you really ain't committed to. And you're gonna commit yourself to something that you're passionate about. Find out what you're good at. Find out what makes you happy. Find out what you love. And once you find that out, start going ham. Focus on your passion. 4, be your own worst critic.
It starts from just a whole bunch of premeditated thoughts. The process of me thinking about the ideas and what I want to say next. Yeah. You know, and by the time I get into the studio, I have to find that exact sound that triggered the emotion or the idea that I thought about 2 months ago.
Would you have more than one of those going on at the same time? Like, might you have 6 of those before you go into the studio, or do you do them one at a time?
Do them one at a time. Do them one at a time.
So the concept will come, you'll sort of live with it and let it grow in you.
Yep.
Do you make notes?
Definitely, all the time. I have to make notes because a lot of my inspiration comes from meeting people or going outside of the country or going around the corner to my old neighborhood, talking to a 5-year-old little boy. And I have to remember these things. You know, I have to write them down, and then 5 or 3 months later, I have to find that same emotion that I felt when I was inspired by it. So I had to dig all the way deep and see what were the things that triggered the idea of
Does it always come back?
It comes back. Okay. It comes back. It comes because I have key little words that make me realize the exact motion and what drew the inspiration.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man. Definitely. It's a process. It's a working process. I'm my worst critic. For sure.
Tell me about that a little bit. You're critical of you just want it to be really good.
Yeah. It's really about me challenging myself. I think my excitement in doing music is me feeling like I'm never stagnant, me feeling like I didn't get comfortable in you know, my own skin of what I think is good or what someone else thinks is good, you know, stepping outside of my comfort zone and mastering it, you know, and that excites me. When I feel like I've accomplished that, it just keeps the hunger for more going. Like I don't feel I can ever stop.
5, leadership.
Let's put it this way: the overall theme of for me personally for this album is really leadership. How can I use it, for better or for worse? With money and with my celebrity, how can I use it? How can I pimp it? Can I pimp it negatively, or can I pimp it in a positive way? Positive for me is showing what I go through, showing what I've been through with you, and coming all the way back to I and saying I still love myself at the end of the day. And it was vital that I had that on there.
I connect this song a lot to a song, a bonus track that you had on Good Kid, Mad City, Black Boy Fly.
Yeah.
Which was interesting, where you talk about, I used to be jealous of Aaron Afalo,
right,
who was an NBA player who came up in Compton like you. And to me, I see it like if y'all Compton caterpillars, that turned into butterflies, he turned into the butterfly, and then there was a jealousy and an envy that he got out to see the world and make it out.
Exactly.
You make it out, and then you rap, a friend never leaves Compton for profit.
Yeah.
Like, it's some serious survivor's guilt going on.
It's definitely survivor's guilt. A lot of the album has that survivor's guilt from institutionalized. How can I use my influence with other cats coming into the city and me still being involved in the activities, inside the streets? How can I influence that in a positive way? That's part of survivor's guilt. I'm feeling all these things while I'm on tour, to be 100% real with you.
When you're supposed to be enjoying
it, yeah. Whether you Kanye tour, tour prior to that, before that, when I went overseas, I gotta get off stage and almost face the madness and get these calls. You feel me? Like, it's real, man. 3 of my homeboys that summertime, was murdered. Close ones too, not just somebody that I hear about. These are people I grew up with. So it all psychologically it messes your brain up, because you live in this life, you know what I'm saying? But you still have to face realities of this. I got to get back off that tour bus and go to these funerals, and go talk to my moms and talk to their aunties, the kids that lost their lives.
And your sister, you talked about your sister being pregnant and not being able to lead her maybe on a path that was more responsible.
Even that, from my sister to my little cousins, and to other siblings around me that's coming up. How can I be a voice for all these people around the world and can't reach them like I want to, and they're the closest to me? That's a trip. That's truly a trip to me. And everybody go through trials and tribulations and make mistakes, but for me personally, somebody else's mistake, I tend to fault myself.
You put a lot of pressure on yourself, man.
Yeah.
You put a lot of pressure on yourself.
A lot, but I don't know. I can't really have a true reason behind it, but I think this is just how I was raised and how I was born.
6, keep genuine people around you.
Is it nerve-wracking at all for you? Like, when you came in, you're naturally a somewhat shy guy. You're not the most vocal dude at all moments, and now you are a bona fide superstar. I mean, in L.A., you're Michael Jackson. In the rest of the world, you're still...
hell, LeBron James asked you to come open up.
I mean, come on.
The whole Cleveland, to set Cleveland on fire for him. They had a whole party.
How do you stay the same when your life has changed so much?
I keep genuine people around me, period. People that know who I am since day one. And, once I do that, and not get out of my own reach of comfortability, that's how I keep my sanity, period. Yep.
Were there ever moments that were weird, though, when the fame felt like too much, when you're like, this is not even, I'm not prepared for this?
Yeah, all the time. People coming to your family members, and, knocking on their door looking for you. That's a whole nother a world, because we still come from a place, L.A., anywhere part of the world, you still have this sensitivity about your own space. Somebody looking at you wrong, you think it's a gang activity, and you're going to react, like that. So when you got somebody knocking on your door, it's a whole nother situation.
7, a lot of work gets you discovered.
How do you get Dr. Dre, who's probably the biggest producer, and he doesn't just tap anybody.
Right.
If Dr. Dre chooses to produce your record, that means he sees something big in you. How do you, at that age, get Dr. Dre interested in you? Does Top Dog make the introduction?
What happens is a lot of work prior to that makes the introduction. I put out a lot of material on me and Top Dog, just mixtapes and demos, and you know, and you never know how far your music may go. It's crazy because you go from writing these songs in your mother's kitchen to, you know, someone telling you that people of this caliber, this magnitude, has heard the song.
Somehow
and
now
like
Dr. Dre is listening.
Yeah, you got to be pretty good if you get discovered that way. So somehow one of your tapes ends up in Dr. Dre's hands, and he goes, "Oh, this kid's got it."
Right. I think a YouTube video as well. Some shit me and my bro Dave shot on a little rinky-dink camera.
And he saw that?
So it was very professional.
Yeah, right. It made it work. That's probably should be one of my best videos today right now.
What was it like for you when, okay, you're still a kid making mixtapes and stuff, and, you know, you're getting your confidence going, and you're working on other artists' albums and all that stuff.
Right.
But all of a sudden, when Dr. Dre gives you the call, where are you? Does he call you? Does he come visit you? How's that all go down?
I was on tour, man, with my brother J-Rock, and I was his hype man. He
You weren't even the main attraction.
Yeah, I wasn't the main attraction. I was just there trying to, you know,
get the crowd ready.
Get the crowd
or
ready, you know. And me and my boy Ali, we was eating at Chili's. I'll never forget. We was eating at Chili's, and we got a call like, "Yo, Dr. Dre likes your music." And we was like, "Who the fuck is this on the phone? Like, get out of here, man."
You hung up?
Yeah, we hung up.
Oh my! Does that give you the chills? You might have blown it right
Yeah,
there.
we might have blown it, but another call came in from somebody else. Then another call came from somebody else, like, "Yo, they trying to reach out and figure out who you with," you know. And,
do you feel like your entire life changes when you get that call?
Yeah, definitely, because it's evolving.
When you get in the studio with them, is it intimidating?
Yeah, I'll tell you this. The first time was the moment I knew I've arrived, because I'm not only meeting, it's not an introduction. He plays a beat and say right to it.
So you're working.
I want to see.
You're collaborating.
I want to see, is this really you?
In other words, you're going, yeah, right. He doesn't know for sure that you made those tapes. But he's also saying to you, you're my equal.
Right.
I'm not coming in here. We're going into business together.
Yeah, definitely.
It gives me the chills.
Yeah, definitely. It's a moment where you got to say, where I said to myself, this is it.
8, curiosity leads to greatness.
Exactly. It's the curiosity of that, you know, what he's saying, the fear, the anxiety. It's the curiosity of knowing, damn, I can possibly overcome this, you know, and when you do, and another one approaches like, I want to challenge that too, you know, and that's real greatness. To almost be, you know, we spend so much time prepping, you know, our careers and what's next, and you know, how we go, you know, move through it. But at the same time, it's always that curiosity in the back of our heads, like what's to come and how can I conquer that? That's for me, I know for, you know, Kobe as well. That's a thing for us, and it always drives us.
9, negative energy can be a gift.
When I go inside, I may do an after party. I see it all around, man. I may do an after party, and this is how I'll be able to write these records, because it's not just the positive energy that speaks to me, it's the negative too, it's the evils too, and we all have temptations.
Right.
You know, me, I'm just fortunate enough to translate them temptations through record.
Right.
You know, I always said this is truly a gift for me. Putting these records out is a gift for me, because I'm not only a voice for myself, but I'm a voice for people who can't express themselves like that.
Right.
And Lucy is one of my favorite records because it's me actually coming to realization of the evils rather than acting like it's not going around. My thoughts are not happening. My thoughts are happening right in front of my face. I gotta present them.
Another one of them songs, when you get to the end, you have to rewind. In the first 2 verses, you set us up. There's anger, there's angst. I mean, you giving it to the establishment for how black people are treated in this country and how, you know, stereotyped. In the 3rd verse, you just flip it.
Yep.
And you point the scope back. You caught a little bit of flack. Who are you speaking to on that 3rd verse?
I'm glad you asked that question. For me, you feel what I'm saying? I think a lot of people get confused in thinking, I'm not gonna even say a few people think it's just talk and it's just rap. No, these are my experiences. When I say gang banging made me kill a blacker than me, this is my life that I'm talking about. I'm not saying you might not even be from the streets.
Not every black person is in the game.
Not in the
or
game.
Has that experience.
I'm not speaking to the community. I'm not speaking of the community. I am the community. My homeboys, those are my real homeboys on my album cover. They still over there. You know, no matter how much I want to bring them back and take them to other places, they still embody that. You know, that's them. So when I say these lines, it's for myself. This is therapeutic for myself because I still feel that urge and I still feel that anger and that hatred for this man next door because I got to get a call knowing that somebody around the corner done did this to my partner. I still feel that. I still feel that hatred. I still feel that ill will to want it to do something.
Do you have that in you? Do you feel like you have that in you?
All the time.
Wow.
I've only been in this industry for 3-4 years. And I can't forget 20 years of me being in the city of Compton. So when I say these things, it's therapeutic for me. It's making me remind I need to respect this man because he's a black man, not because of the color that he's wearing. That's what I mean. So I say this all the time, for people who take that out of context or take anything I say out of context, and I'm not even blaming the magazines, I'm blaming the people listening to it or reading it. Know who I am first, understand where I come from before you make any remarks, because I've been through a lot and I've seen a lot, and where I come from, I did a lot to tear down my own community.
Wow.
So for you to not recognize that and see 100% flip, please learn it.
Right.
10. Focus.
You won 2 Grammys, but y'all didn't show up. Did y'all purposely boycott this year?
I had to work. I had to finish that album. I was locked in. I couldn't lose focus. I couldn't go on tour. I couldn't do no awards. I was on a deadline.
Did you expect to win?
Did I expect to win?
Yeah, because I mean, last year you was expected to win.
No, I don't expect nothing. I don't expect nothing. I just put the music out.
Now, I read that you started working on this album right when you were finishing Mad City.
Yeah.
And so it took you like
2 years.
2 years to do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
How many songs did you actually do?
I probably did about 30 to 40 songs that we actually fought over in the studio, because a lot of them records was my favorite records. You know, sometimes it be like that. You may do something crazy and it just don't end up because it might not be as cohesive as you thought.
So what happens with those?
They be for my ear, my iPhone.
Bonus. Learn from your role models.
They're building for his final game. What was that like? I mean, like LA, right? Like you've watched the entirety of his career. A lot of ways he's defined LA and the world you grew up in, shown you possibilities, and he's not that far from you.
Right.
But then, especially when you see the final game, he's actually like not that far from you.
Yeah.
What was that?
You know, it's funny. We didn't actually know what was happening until like the final moments, because I mean, you're in it. And we watching him. I mean, it's like he's okay, 34 points. Okay, 40 points. Okay, this is a Kobe night on this last night. You know what I'm saying? But it's a switch that's starting to happen now. It's like a damn near a glitch, and me and Schoolboy Q looking at each other like, is this really happening? You know, everybody's just, you know, appalled, but we're looking like, damn, he's really about to do this on this final game. That's a different type of fucking greatness, man. Like you that's like
storybook.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just a story, but it's just like the hunger, you know, to be able to say, I'm still finna go out here and give my motherfucking blood, sweat, and tears on this court. Like, you know, most people be like, farewell. Nah, like me and Q is like, yo, this is the type of stuff we gotta apply to not only in music, but our day-to-day lives. You know, this man went out there and gave his all for years, and is still, you know, on his last game, put that energy and that effort out there. This is just a you know, a life lesson, you know, for everybody that was in that building. That's how we was feeling. I remember sitting next to Q saying the exact same thing.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, this was Dream Big. I'm B Petty, and this is the 10 Dream Commandments. Reminding you all to dream big, learn big, work big, and always, most love big. All right? I'll holla at y'all. Peace.